Or he should watch more GunTube. Then he'd be.
Delta or
okay.
no Delta, that's a hot weapon.
All right, guys, let's move on. Let's talk about unionized strippers, shall we? Look at that. He's got he looks like he could have just been given 20 to a couple of unionized strippers right there.
Yeah.
Not to say I haven't.
So the writer's strike is still going on, and they have sent out the strippers to entertain the writers while on writer's strike.
Strippers who are in the Actors Equity Union, which
Yes.
I didn't know about. This is for live performers. And they also had people from the Theater Performing Union, so Broadway people. So just picture someone singing a Broadway song on a megaphone while in broad daylight a person swings around on a stripper pole in front of the Warner Brothers studios in LA. It's
Fantastic.
beyond cringe.
I always take the side of who is not the union.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Even if it's big Hollywood at this point, I'll take them.
Yeah, because the aesthetics, you can't argue with that. Like,
No.
they look pathetic.
They do look pathetic.
And we don't just have them threatening to strike. I mean, they're already on strike, but now we've got the actors are threatening to strike.
Oh, my goodness.
Are the strippers going to come out for that?
How will I
You said
cope?
a looming SAG-AFTRA strike, and I'm like, I've said this before, but like
Great.
actors are so desperate, they are not going to have a picket line. They would take a porno before having a picket line.
So there's a bunch of people talking about it. So the dual union member Reagan, I read that as Reagan the first time, and I'm picturing like John, like was Ronald Reagan big in the unions? Ronald Reagan wasn't big in the unions. Like was he? I have no idea.
I don't know.
No,
So
I'd probably say he wasn't.
mentioned the clip in Lilith, who doubles as a WGA strike captain. She told the Deadline that she and the other members of Equity Strippers NoHo, I don't know what that means. by
North
the way,
Hollywood.
North Hollywood wanted to come out in solidarity, bring a little of our party that we had on our picket lines, and lift morale. Like this would be the opposite of morale lifting to
The
me.
strippers are also not hot.
That's a
so
problem. We have a $20 one from Jacob Edler.
He said, someone better check those strippers' IDs. You never know in Hollywood.
That is absolutely true. So let's show. Which one did we want to show?
There's the photo, or no, the video when she's like got the megaphone and she's singing
Yes. Okay. So we've got this
karaoke
one.
while the stripper is on the pole.
Let's do that one here, guys. I'm gonna put it on screen here. So if for your virgin eyes, this could have doubled as cringe of the day.
You may
very
need
easily.
eye bleach after this.
Very easily.
They're so proud of that skill. Like, imagine.
I wanted the pole to fall down so badly.
You can only hope. So many people find ways to ruin good music.
People are just like ChatGPT. Get rid of the writers.
And then there's also this video in the Deadline article of them explaining why they decided to strike with Writers Guild.
That's what I'm wondering though. But like, why are they striking in the first place? Is it the same old tired low wages? We do so much work.
They're also worried
What are
about
the strippers gonna do about their wages? They're not paid by the hour.
Yeah, and like is the establishment that they work for part of it? Because am I supposed to actually believe that they're reporting all the income that comes in? I don't know if I believe that. Let's watch this one. That was the one in the Deadline Hollywood tweet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, May.
Hi, I'm Halo.
Hi, I'm Reagan. I'm Charles.
Oh, it is Reagan. It looks like a Reagan.
We are the Equity Strippers NoHo. Yay!
Maybe they're not real strippers.
I think they are.
The equity strippers?
They are.
One of our members is a member of the WGA as well as a member of our newly formed stripper union, which is the first of its kind in this century and only the second ever to form in the U.S.
There was an episode of the show Las Vegas where they had a strippers unionized, and it was done in a way that felt like parody, and this was just 20 years ago. Less than that.
Now we're beyond parody.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here because I love film, and a lot of my friends work in the film industry.
I bet they do.
What kind of films?
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here because on our picket line we had so much support from members of IATSE and WGA and other unions, so it's been amazing to be able to pay it forward.
They probably
and
get
bring the
paid
fun
more
to
than the
our
writers.
picket.
Yeah.
They make more money than the writers.
And maybe they're more dignified.
But I am also a multi-talented performer. I've been in music videos and on TV.
Oh,
so
she's
the
a
writers are the
video
ones
vixen.
that
Yeah.
so that we have jobs, and so I want to support that as somebody that also works in.
I'm happy to be here because of one, I definitely want to be a voice and advocate for people.
Wait, that's a dude?
Yeah.
Oh, that is a dude. Sorry, I was.
And also the queer community as well. So it really was very, very important, to see someone who is, who looks just like me, and someone that your voice to her, your voices are being listened
I hate
to,
that.
And we have to do what's right.
I hate it. The whole looks like me thing I've
One
always
tweet
hated.
said, the sidewalk outside every studio is going to look like the gathering of the Juggalos by July, and I can't
Amazing.
wait.
There's a $20 super chat there from Honest Adams Discount Warehouse.
Does this guy work for the G-Dog? Where is Asian Pat Dixon?
I don't work for Gavin. I have a show on his network.
Okay.
So what you need to do is you need to go strike outside of the outside of the offices and say, look, I want fair wages and representation. And to be honest,
For podcasters.
To be honest, as a redhead,
probably
Podcaster
could.
union.
as a redhead, you might have more claim to a desire for representation in Hollywood than anyone
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
White
I mean, who
straight
do we
male and a
have?
ginger.
Who do we have?
Not really anyone.
I've never seen anyone that looks like me. And the
Sheeran?
first time. No, that's music though.
Okay.
And it's trash.
There's guys, who are the redheads that are working in the industry right now?
Oh, Damian Lewis. Billions. Band of Brothers.
He always feels like a blonde to me. He
Okay.
is a redhead, but you're right.
Strawberry blonde.
Brendan Gleeson.
Okay.
About Time, fantastic film.
There's a
And in
couple
Mother.
of them, but there's not.
Yeah, there's not too many.
Now I'm thinking like who are all the Irish people in movies? I've seen plenty of Irish people in movies. There are some.
Yeah, I
but,
think spastics have more representation in film in Hollywood than redheads
you can't
do.
say that anymore. You're not supposed to say.
Whoa.
You're not supposed to say that when.
Oh no, really?
According to Lizzo, you're not supposed to say.
Well,
that
I was
when-
just thinking of that
And
doctor
Beyonce.
who has autism.
Amy Adams. Amy Adams
yeah.
is a redhead.
Female.
She
Where are
gets
the
it.
white straight male gingers in Hollywood?
Also,
Chris Pratt's not ginger, right?
No.
No, okay.
Here's
all right.
David Caruso. Here's a fun fact: the
Jade.
show, The Mentalist, had a redhead in the cast, and because the serial killer in the show's name is Red John, every episode contained a redhead.
Oh.
So they got Hollywood got all their redheaded representation in one series, and then just left everybody
Called it
else.
a
I'm thinking of a redhead holding an Oscar man.
Bryce
Straight
Dallas
white.
Howard,
Straight white.
Bryce Dallas
Bryce
Howard?
Dallas Howard,
These are all
Nepo
female.
baby.
Karen Gillan.
Someone said Carrot Top. Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Seth Green. I get it. Isla
Have you
Fisher.
been bullied for being a ginger?
No.
No.
When I was in high school, I was bullied for being short, but it came from a guy who was
Hendricks.
cross-eyed, so I had ammo
Easy
for him.
ammunition.
Yeah.
Christina Hendricks. Oof. Good call.
Where are all the men?
What a dish.
Good call.
Where are the male gingers?
There's a couple of them that I can't think of them off the top of my head. That's I feel like I'm letting everyone down now, given this. I'm usually the one who remembers all the actor names. But you're right about Damian Lewis.
Another reaction. Said,
Also, again, breaking pack rules. British gentleman who's playing an American.
Yep. Dana Scully. So Gillian Anderson is technically a redhead.
Who I wrote to her once.
This tweet said,
Did
quite
you?
literally
I got a letter
everyone except Nazi freaks and their softcore bigoted allies has something material to add to movements. And those people trying to water this down in an attempt to make it more palatable to the average Joe are absolutely your enemy.
I love the hyperbole.
Why is the average Joe the enemy of unions?
I love the
Isn't
hyperbole.
he
Isn't he the man who
quintessential
comprises the unions?
the union worker? They're like, we don't want to be palatable to the average worker.
So in Nashville, there's a strike going on from baristas, like
Oh.
coffee shop workers.
Why?
Because they've accepted jobs with lower wages, all by their own, free, volition or whatever it is, and they're complaining that the wages don't.
Just work for the man at Starbucks.
Well, not even that.
They pay well.
Pick
and
a
have
different
amazing
job
benefits.
that goes with your skills. I'm sorry.
Starbucks will literally pay your college tuition.
Yes, they
Like-
will. Yes, they will. Now I don't tip now. When they turn the iPad, I don't tip. I look at them, I don't
The
tip.
iPad tipping is so egregious.
For what?
Maybe that's why Trump didn't pay. Maybe they were like
They spun the iPad
they
on
spun
him.
the iPad around.
He was like,
He's
no.
I'm not doing it.
Not anymore.
No.
They do that at Crumble.
They do it everywhere. I just
everywhere
got it
now.
at the freaking coffee place in the airport.
Weird.
They turned the thing. I said, no, I'm not doing that.
Ooh, Cameron Monaghan from Gotham. Yeah, the kid who played the TV version of the Joker. He wasn't actually the
Michael
Joker.
C. Hall.
Yes. But then was Deborah? Was Jennifer Carpenter a redhead?
Jennifer Carpenter.
That's his sister in the but they're not biological.
No, well, I don't think. Wait, aren't they like married in real life?
They were, but they got divorced soon after.
Oh.
Yeah, they were brother and sister in the show and then married in real life.
Okay.
Look, it's really weird that we live in an age now where they want to make unions not palatable for the average Joe. Mm-hmm. You're not allowed to be the average Joe.
Protesting and activism in general is so cringe now.
It is. It's why I like making fun of PETA, because like they at least embrace the cringe, but also they somehow feel like in a lot of ways, like in an age where activism is super popular. Did you see that another painting got covered in
tomato sauce
or something? Like in an age where activism's like all the rage, somehow PETA can't get its foot in the door again. Like they're just not cool.
Nobody
I still shop at
that.
Target. I don't care.
What happened to celebrities going like anti-fur?
Yeah, well, that's like nobody does it anymore because nobody cares.
Nobody does it anymore.
No, no. One of the Jenners got in trouble for wearing a faux fur that she didn't like give them a fair warning about. She's like, it's not real.
What if it were animals who were more of a nuisance, like possum fur or something like that? How could you hate it?
Is skunk fur really all that bad?
Right.
Like, you hate skunks, don't
Raccoon fur is where I kind of draw the line. Like they're cute. They use their hands like we do.
There's a $20 one there from John Andrew.
Just a sticker, but thank you.
But it says goal on here. It says goal. But also, look, somebody says both April O'Neils. I do not. Judith Hogue was definitely a redhead. Paige Turco, hubba hubba. I do not believe she is a redhead. I believe she is a brunette.
Okay.
So, and by the way, Paige Turco is the better April O'Neil. I don't care what anyone says.
You and your April O'Neils.
Hey, the chat brought it up, not me. Oh, somebody says Seth Green. Duh, because I mentioned Seth Green earlier.
I don't look anything like him. Let's be. I mean, should I take?
No.
Not even with my hair, right?
Maybe more CM Punk than Seth Green.
Thank you.
Isn't he like a bad person?
CM Punk?
Seth Green.
Seth Green.
You might be mixing him up with Danny Masterson.
Oh,
yeah.
is he a ginger?
No, just probably a bad person.
He's just a Scientologist and a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just look at this and I'm like,
someone said this is actually really what Marx was talking about the entire time. Workers of the world, no matter your trade, unite. Heart emoji.
Oh man,
would Marx endorse this?
I don't
probably.
Sure.
I don't know if I believe that a bunch of unattractive strippers showing up would raise morale. Like you had to bring the 9 p.m. to noon strippers and not the 9 p.m.
Right.
the 9 a.m.
The lunch strippers.
You brought the lunch strippers, not the prime shift strippers. That just tells me that you don't have any confidence in what you're pushing.
They brought the pasty strippers in New York, on Long Island, specifically where I grew up. There were rules around if strip clubs had alcohol. So if they had alcohol, they either couldn't be, partially nude or they had to wear pasties.
Yeah.
I had one really good
there was a difference in California between strip club and bikini bar.
Burlesque bar or something like that.
You're allowed to serve alcohol.
Jumbos.
You're allowed to serve alcohol at the bikini bar, but not at the strip club.
Depends on the state, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So
it's just
we went to Wiggles in Queens. It was fully nude but no alcohol. And it was my friends took me there for my birthday. I think it was either 19 or 20 because no alcohol. You can go there younger. And I heard the DJ say, "Is there a mic in the house tonight?" And I said, "That's me. Oh my God." And they brought me up. They sat me down in this chair, and these two strippers, fully nude, just doing everything in front of me. They stood me up. They gave me a wedgie, broke my underwear, and poured ice down my pants. And I was thoroughly humiliated. I had to pick ice cubes out of my butt in the movie. Not by my knowledge.
I
like your friends, maybe.
Yes, my friends did plan that.
It's if that was done on social media, it would have been one of those ones where then it cuts to a screen that says "new kink unlocked."
Real, and I believe they were ethnic strippers too. So who knows how that would have played today?
Strip clubs are so weird to me. Like, it seems a little gay. I'm just gonna sit around with a bunch of other dudes and get turned on.
That's a meme too. It's it's like, hey, let's go. Want to go to a bar and get boners together?
It's weird.
But it was a part of a cultural time in culture where it was hyper masculine in the way it was perceived, and think all the finance bros who go to strip clubs after work. Yeah. It's part of the culture, right?
Someone said this is too gross to do in New York City. I've seen what filth goes on to subway rails. That is how you catch super COVID.
Well, it was in Queens, which is
So
worse.
that's how long COVID got here. I didn't know that.
A lot of pink eye.
Oh, Amanda Rigetti was the name of the actress I was trying to think of from
Amanda
The Mentalist.
okay.
She's very pretty. Look, I don't know if the lunch strippers are really the best way to raise morale for your cause. That's
You gotta get the evening shift.
gotta get, like-
the Vegas ones.
They don't unionize though.
because they're making too much.
They're making
only
too
the
much
ones
money.
that don't make any money
Right,
that are unionizing.
That's exactly right. That's why the $9 barista will unionize.
What
over
do you
this.
call the ugly stripper? Creative.
You have to. Good one.
Look, I just like the stripper at night's just like, look, I don't want to freaking like I'm making my money. Like I
Yes.
don't need to do this. Like why
Doing
would I
just
want
fine.
to?
Strip clubs are gross. Don't go to them. I had a very weird past.
Yeah.
That story was that
Anything
story
else
should be
you
in
want to unveil from your past?
That's one. No, I don't,
Okay.
because there's a story in Spain. I don't want to get into it. My wife knows, but
Look, it's just it's not helping the writers' cause because people are already looking at the writers like they're whiners. The Directors Guild signed a new deal instantly. They said they had reasonable demands. The demands were met. They got what they wanted in their bargaining agreement, and the writers are still over here like, meh, didn't you like it when I wrote that crappy Star Wars show on Disney Plus? And everyone's like, no, I didn't like that crappy Star Wars show you wrote on Disney Plus. Well, you should pay me more money. Not to mention, half the time when we're doing this job, I'm talking about all of these companies that are constantly losing money. Why would they want to pay you more when they're constantly losing money? It makes no sense.
It's almost like there are people who understand business, and there are people who don't.
Well, the writers are also not the ones who lose out when a show does badly.
Right.
They're still proud of
exactly.
themselves for their work, even if it didn't make money.
Well,
It's the studios
Oh,
that
God.
lose the money.
yes. Well, trivia time. There was an Oscar-winning movie that actually came out of the writer's strike where a writer, what do you call it when you leave a place? I guess he left the WGA, wrote a screenplay for the movie 12 Years a Slave, which won the screenplay which won an Oscar for Best Screenplay. It won an Oscar for Best Film of that year, but he wasn't nominated for a WGA award in screenwriting.
Yep.
Why is that? It's because he left the WGA.
There was, if you want an
John
idea
Ridley.
of how they look at the industry, these were some of my favorite of the replies on the thing. Here they are on screen. This is it says predatory American capitalism, and it's all the wolves eating the typical American, which is of course the lamb, and then it says rent, healthcare, childcare, student loan, credit card, energy, tax. Well, I agree with you on the tax. We should get rid of the taxes.
I agree with a lot of that.
If you want to not get the student loans, you shouldn't take out the student loans. You should maybe not have a credit card and not spend above your income level.
Yep.
Rent. My favorite thing to come out of modern day America is the hatred for landlords, which is it's reached cartoonish levels of like now when they see a landlord, they literally see Mr. Burns.
Yeah, they think of slumlords and stuff like that.
They think of Mr. Burns, and then below that we have wages, and then prices, and then profits. There's no profits because they're laying people off. They're not making. Nobody gets into these businesses. It's like when they talk about. I don't remember if it was Doctor Strange, but one of these Marvel movies, like it made money, and it made like $5. I don't know if it's Doctor Strange, so don't at me, bro, if that's not the movie. But it's like they make like $5 million. I'm like, nobody spends $400 million in hopes of making $5 million. That's patently insane.
Yeah.
Like you don't understand, and I don't understand business that well, but I understand business well enough to understand that they don't go into this and risk obscene amounts of financial loss just to make a couple of extra pennies to rub together.
Yeah, Marvel isn't into making passion projects.
No. Well, I mean, Marvel is kind of...
Do you think that writers should make more if the show does well?
Well, that's the thing. Like,
Unless if it doesn't?
They should bet on themselves and say, it's kind of like the actors. There was a story not that long ago about one of the voice actors on the original Lion King, the animated Lion King. They offered the dude $10 million. Dude says, no, I'll take the smaller amount, which was in the hundreds of thousands, but not millions range, and took the residuals. That dude is worth millions upon millions upon millions
Smart.
of dollars now
More than
because
he was promised.
Yes.
because
Yeah.
he bet on himself and he took the riskier option.
And he saw the track record of Disney movies at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Smart kid.
It's crazy to me. Like when they see this stuff, I'm like, look, and there is a handicap here in that they're doing these things on streaming where the residuals are bad, but you're also not punished if you don't do good work. because the show's done. You're on to the next project. If you wanted to do good work on a network television show or a cable show that's going on for extended seasons, you had to prove that your work was consistent.
Right.
They don't have that risk anymore. So I just find them all to be whiners, and I'm happy they got stuck with lunch strippers. There, I said it. I'm tired of is that funny? Yes, it's funny, and I'm tired of pretending it's not.
Yes, they're listen, I have my own gripes with capitalism. This ain't one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your gripes with capitalism?
Well, I do feel that a lot of it now today revolves around greed and revolves around, people just basically abandoning all types of morality in order to turn profit and possibly exploiting people. Then again, people, for the most part, don't have guns to their heads when they pick these jobs. No one's saying, listen, you better work at Target, you better work at Starbucks right now or else I'm going to blow your head off. It doesn't happen. So people pick bad jobs. They don't necessarily have the skills to do so. They know what they're getting into. On the other hand, there are probably a lot of corporations out there who lack morals in order to turn profits and do exploit their employees in a bad way. And I think probably now greed has a bigger hold on, I guess, American corporations rather. I don't want to say entrepreneurs, but it's not. I like saying free markets. I like the idea of free markets. I also don't like using language that Marx himself created. Like capitalism is a word and is a system that Marx himself created. I like to use the word free market.
Yeah, because the ability to exchange your labor for money is not the same thing as what a lot of them are talking about, which is just corporatism and cronyism, because the biggest exploiter of all of these would be pharma, right?
100%.
And that's because pharma's in bed with the government.
Yes.
And then you get Lady Gaga doing her advertisement for Nurtec. Right? Was that what it was? Nurtec?
It seemed okay. So watching golf a lot now because the U.S. Open is happening, and I've noticed that whenever I watch, especially on Saturdays and Sundays on any like NBC or CBS, the amount of pharmaceutical commercials. I'm sure you guys talk about it all the time. It's insane, and I don't know. We don't have cable. We don't have even prime television. We just really stream it. But even still on like Peacock or Hulu, if you don't pay for the no ad thing, it still is pretty bad.
Yeah. One of my by the way, I'm going to use this as another opportunity to yell at Paramount Plus. Stop with the 2-minute ads when I pay for no ads. I don't care if it's for your show. It's wrong. It's evil.
Yeah.
And it's unconscionable.
Yeah.
And it should be punished to the fullest extent of the law.
Just want to watch Yellowstone.
I don't even want to watch. I'm watching like reruns of Hawaii 5-0. Okay, and I don't want my reruns of Hawaii 5-0 interrupted with your bullshit ads for your shows that nobody watches.
200 seconds.
Exactly. Like I don't
is
want none of that. It's crazy.
I just gave you money.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.